So if you landed on this video, I'm guessing you're ready for a brushless motor upgrade for your small scale crawler. You're looking for that next level of performance, that nice slow crawl that will get you over new obstacles. Well, I'm actually right there with you. I am ready to upgrade my Traxxas TRX-4m from the brush system to a brushless system, and there's a lot of stuff out there to consider. It's a little bit overwhelming at times, but I think I'm gonna help you out here in this video. I've got some Furitek stuff that you need to see. I've actually got one of their Outrunner setups with their transmission, and I've got their newest Cedar motor, which is an in-runner setup. What we're going to quickly go over today is the differences in the components and what you're going to need to do to install them, and more importantly, see how they perform. I'm going to take them over to a local hobby shop that has an indoor course, and we'll get a feel for how these work. Let's start off over here with the Furitek Combo that I'm going to install. This is their Micro Stellar 4M transmission with the Komodo motor already attached. You could buy this entire unit, or you could buy the motor separately. I think you could actually buy the transmission separately as well, but this is a really nice transmission setup. This has all metal gears on the inside. They're steel gears, ball bearings, and then the aluminum transmission housing. So this is a really well-built unit. This transmission will drop right into your truck. Then the Komodo motor here is an Outrunner style. It's the 3450 kV, and with an Outrunner you can see the outside of the housing turns. This is a heatsink housing, and then they even have some heatsink fins on the lower portion here, the adapter plate. This has a specific adapter plate to go to the TRX-4m, so if you just get this motor separately, you'll be able to bolt it up to the transmission. This is a 12-pole setup. They have high-quality bearings on the inside, copper windings, but this is how the setup comes. You'll need to pick out your speed controller separately, and Furitek, of course, offers a bunch of different style speed controllers. They have the Lizard and the Python, and I have the Python Pro that I'm going to go and install on this. It has the aluminum case on it. LED light peeks through this little opening over here. There's your on-off switch and your plugs for your battery and your motor. And this speed controller has a nice conformal coating on the inside, so it's also waterproof. Since this is going into TRX-4m and I want to use my stock batteries, they also have this battery adapter, so you can go and plug in your factory batteries, or if you have a battery pack with the correct plug, you can plug it directly into the speed controller unit. This is a nice setup though, because it allows you to use their Bluetooth and app, so you could go and adjust the parameters of the speed controller. So this would be an option for you, the two together, even with the wire if necessary. One thing to note about an Outrunner motor is that these are not waterproof, and some people want to go drive their small scale crawler through water or streams or whatever, and that's where the Cedar motor comes in. This is a really nice setup here. Love the way this motor looks, the two-tone jeweled edges and everything, the red and black combination, nice Furitek logo and Cedar logo etched into it. But the big benefit here is that this is a waterproof setup. It still has the higher quality components in it. The in-runner style has the rotor on the inside that spins versus the Outrunner has the outer can that spins, but this will still provide decent torque and should have some good high-end power to it as well. Now this one is set up with an 11-tooth pinion gear, and it does have the adapter plate as well, so it's easy to drop in. So now we need to go out and test this, and I'm going to use my TRX-4m that I've been kind of building up on Instagram with a few option parts. And what I'm going to do first is install the Python with the Cedar motor, and to make things kind of even, what I'm going to do is swap out the transmission gears to this 40.3:1 setup. Actually, I forgot to mention that this combo here, the Stellar transmission combo, comes with the 40.3:1, so that will make the transmissions even. So once I do the gear swap, I'm going to drop in the Cedar motor, I'm going to use the Python Pro, and when I go throw this combo in, I'm actually going to need a new radio system because the stock system is a 2-in-1 system. We're going to eliminate that, so just be aware if you do go with either one of these options, you're going to need a new radio. I'm going to drop in this LDA RC CTL1 radio that I had. I'm going to test this at some point, probably on our second channel, but that's going to be the radio system going in. And after we try out this particular combo, I'm going to go back to the workshop or over to the workbench and swap out the transmission motor setup for this Komodo system here. Got the Cedar and the Python installed with the 40.3:1 gear ratio set and the stock transmission. The radio is hooked up, and look how smooth this thing is, guys. Look at it. It's barely moving. Trust me, it's moving right now. Can't wait to drive this thing. Let's head out to the hobby shop. All right, guys, I'm at the Hobby Center in Newtown, Connecticut, and check out this crawler course we're gonna drive on. All right, here's the first run with the Cedar motor. We'll just give this a nice smooth crawl through this rock section here. See if we can bind up one of the tires just to see how consistent it is. And yeah, it's actually nice and consistent. That's a nice smooth crawl. All right, now let's check out the descent. And that's nice and smooth as well. That's got some quick speed to it for the 2S back. This looks like a tricky spot right here. I'm actually hanging up on my trailer hitch, but we got it up and over. Look at that. I think I just need to give it a quick hit. Nope, we'll back it back out. Let's see, give it a quick hit again. There we go. Yeah, that's got some speed to it. So now we'll swap out the transmission and see how the Komodo does. And I'm gonna try to run this through the same lines just so we can see. Just kind of a side-by-side comparison. This is definitely nice and smooth. This transmission actually is a little bit noisier with the steel gears. I'm gonna get the front end bound up a little bit. And it seemed to do well through that. It stayed consistent. Now we'll try the descent. See how smooth it is coming down this rock. So slow it down a bit, there we go. And this one's running smooth as well. All right, let's see how much power this has. It's okay, but I think the cedar is a little quicker. Let's slow it down through this. We've still got good throttle control. Finally, we'll run it up this spot and see if it needs some wheel speed. Back it back up and just punch it. There we go. So I hit that small indoor course at my local hobby shop, trying to give the two Furitek systems a fair comparison with each other. I tried to hit the same lines, I tried to use the same throttle, and just get a good general feel of how both of them worked. And the question you probably have is one better than the other? And well, it's hard to say. So when I drove with the cedar motor, I noticed that there was more wheel speed to it. It was quicker just at full throttle, and then being able to bump over obstacles, it had more speed to it. But I felt that the throttle response was a little less smooth than the Outrunner motor, and that's the feeling I got as I drove through the course. And then when I was using the Komodo Outrunner, I just felt that that one was more smooth. However, it didn't have the top end speed. So if you're looking for a setup with some more wheel speed, I think the cedar motor is probably the better choice. And just remember that one's waterproof as well. And I actually talked to a customer at the hobby shop. He was really excited to see the cedar motor work and wanted to pick it up specifically for it being waterproof. Really likes Furitek systems. So if that's what you're looking to do with your rig, then that's obviously the motor for you. But if you're looking for maybe something with just a smoother throttle response, I still go back to that Komodo. I really like the way that feels. But either way is a win-win with the Furitek system, especially when combining it with the Python Pro, because you have the programmability of that through their app. And obviously they make systems beyond what you saw me using in the Traxxas truck. I actually got another cedar motor for an SCX24 today, and you're gonna see that on the channel soon. So if you're looking for a brushless motor upgrade, you can't go wrong with Furitek.